If you're into castles and all things medieval, this is the festival you want to go to. And honestly, it felt like I was in some Middle Ages theme park. It was that good. This is the Bristol Renaissance Faire in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where for a few months in the summer, they throw one of the most detailed weekend festivals I've ever been to. Period. And there's a lot to see and experience, including shows, vendors, people fighting, and of course, food. Yeah, you got my attention, so let's go! But watching people fight is pretty cool too. But first, let's actually walk inside of the fest. I got my media pass, and I'm ready to go. Gosh, I feel so important! One of the first things I noticed is the really detailed architecture, which I would imagine is pretty historically accurate. For example, this was just the building where you buy your tickets. But even this alone is a nice area for your Kodak moment, or Instagram moment. I guess it depends on how old you are. I don't know how I ever questioned if I was good looking or not. As you walk inside, you see even more detailed buildings and a pretty cool smoke-breathing dragon. But some of the first things you noticed were kids riding horses, people fighting, and look, ATM machines. It doesn't matter what time period we're in. We need those too. But joking aside, I really would like to ride a horse. But I don't know if the horse would enjoy that given all the extra weight I'm carrying. Oh well. So let's just keep walking. Well, let's take a look and see what you can buy here. If you're into archery, they have plenty of bows and arrows to buy here, as well as the accessories to go with them. And right here, you can see someone giving a demonstration of just how to use them. And take a look at these. These are ocarinas, an extremely old-fashioned wind instrument, and one of the sellers even gave me a demonstration. But due to copyrights. So let's just admire all the pretty looking designs they have. So many different colors and shapes. And if you love avocados, they've got an ocarina just for you. But speaking of food, let's go get something to eat. For the record, there's lots of food options here. But I think we found just what we're looking for. This is a turkey leg. Mine just happens to have a Parmesan garlic sauce on top of it. Whether you'd find these in medieval Europe is a whole discussion in itself, but one thing is for sure, these are very popular at Renaissance festivals. I'd have to say it's not my favorite thing I've ever eaten, as turkey is not my favorite meat, but that Parmesan garlic sauce really does help. Considering it's a big part of the fest, I have a hard time saying I don't recommend it. But I feel like it could use some more flavor. But then my sister brought me some of these hot fried cheese fritters. And this is something I can recommend. If you're looking for boring cheese sticks, look elsewhere, because these are in a league of their own, with a nice sharp cheese taste to go with it. If you're gonna wash it down with anything, wash it down with sassafras. It's basically medieval root beer. So good, I had to get another. But since we're full for now, let's go see a show. And there's plenty of those to see here at the fest. Like music. Or the Mud Show. It's an ensemble of street beggars performing improv-style comedy, getting you to participate along the way. And yes, there is mud. And while it's a hard show to describe, let's just say you'll be wanting to give them all your money at the end of it. But this fair also has jousting, much like you'd see at medieval times. And it's a lot of action. Even after the jousting has stopped. But one of the last things I did was eat this large ice cream topped crepe. Where do I find the room for all of this? And with that was the end of our quest. And while walking to the car, I suddenly realized how much room I had in my gas tank too. Cause that, folks, is what you'd call a good gas price. But with me ready to drive back to Illinois, let's take a look at those results. Considering the Bristol Renaissance Faire holds a decent-sized festival celebrating the Middle Ages, I give them 10 round tables out of 10. Honestly, I went in with pretty low expectations, considering I don't really do medieval stuff, or very many local festivals. I wasn't expecting there to be such good architecture either, such good shows, and everything else being great to the smallest detail. This didn't feel like a low-budget local festival. It felt more like its own bona fide theme park. The signature turkey legs weren't my favorite, but considering how great everything else was, I'm still a pretty happy guy coming out of this. Just remember to grab a nice cold cup of sassafras, and some hot cheese fritters too. Whether you're a kid or an adult, there's something here for you at the Bristol Renaissance Faire. In fact, I think any cool parent would want to take their kids here, and that's why I give them a 10 out of 10. Needless to say, I recommend it. I recommend the Bristol Renaissance Faire in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and that is the Wrangle's Angle on that one. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. But this video's not over yet. Let's check in with Keith. How's it going, everybody? Keith here, bringing you the angle on all things cool. You know, my sister actually really enjoyed the Renaissance Festival. In fact, she said that she liked it so much that she wants to go back next year and dress up in full costume. And considering I went in with low expectations, I was even considering staying home that day. I'd have to say that it was just a real win of a situation. So if anything, I think this just goes to show you that you should always be open to new experiences. I'm not saying you need to go skydiving or anything, but next time your metalhead friend asks you if you want to go to a metal concert, who knows? Maybe you should take them up on their offer, cause heck, or should I say, hello circles of death, and hello mosh pits. It's not violence, it's metal. And that is the Wrangle's Angle on that one. Big special thanks to the Bristol Renaissance Faire in Kenosha, Wisconsin for having us. And honestly, from this point forward, I hope that any Renaissance festival I go to will be just as good as theirs was. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because we got more videos for you on the way, including food videos, including more videos where I go places, because, well, people seem to like those videos too. And also don't forget, Wrangle's Angle is sponsored by you, so consider leaving me a cash donation today on Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. All you need is the username at the bottom of your screen. And also, don't forget to go to Ko-fi.com/Wrangle's Angle. There we also take donations, but there's where you'll find official Wrangle's Angle merchandise, like the official Wrangle's Angle t-shirt. And you'll find all that on Ko-fi.com/Wrangle's Angle. That's ko-fi.com/Wrangle's Angle. But before we go, I'd also like to wish my friend Ethan a happy 24th birthday. He's a friend of the show, and I know that 24 is a very tough age. But remember, Ethan, to me and my therapist, you will always be
TikTok boy.
So a big special shout out to Ethan, who hopefully is watching this episode. But before we go, before you watch more of my videos, you know, the Bristol Renaissance Faire was such a good experience that honestly, it made me kind of want to tell a story in a medieval setting for once. You know, castles, dragons, kings, and queens. I think you know what I'm talking about. So here's a short fairy tale I wrote. Didn't take me very long, but let me know what you think. We'll see you next time, folks. Take it easy. Once upon a time in a magical land called Samba, there was a very angry dragon who went to a white castle, but was angry because there were no burgers to slide into his tummy. But the Dairy Queen who lived inside the castle was also mad because she ran out of ice cream. While the Burger King, that's spelled B-E-R-G-E-R, was mad too because the burger he ordered from McDonald's wasn't made right. There was a princess somewhere in the mix, but she wasn't as mad as her brother, Prince Castle, who was just going through a very tough time in his life. So they all whined and moaned about it like little children. And there even happened to be some sword fighting involved too. But then they decided to all just become vegan, and they all lived happily ever after.
But disqualified.